Hey, what's going on, guys? We're back with some Grid 2. Yeah, let's get straight into some career races. Let's get some new union going on. Racing Chicago. It's my favourite car, as per usual.
The roads are wide here, so make sure you use all the runoff to help carry your speed.
Feel a bit outclassed right now.
Keep it up and they'll see you mean business.
Yeah, I feel very outclassed right now. I know we're driving one of these cars, that's always nice. I have to get them on the corners because the engine's just outdo mine on the straightaways. As you can see there, taking on the corners.
Well done, you're in second.
Second place after one lap, that is always nice, right?
3 laps to go.
This guy is far ahead. It's not good at all.
You need to extend that 5-second gap. Third place is still a threat.
I don't think he is. Apparently, way back there is a threat.
Fastest lap of the race so far.
Who's our first place? Third. Not gonna flashback that. All that. Gonna keep racing. I tend to use flashbacks as least as possible. Just kind of cheating. I don't know. I put it in the game, but doesn't mean you should use it in every crash. It's just my personal opinion, I guess. Some people really like to use them, and that's also fair enough. Like, it doesn't mean you're a bad driver. It just means you use what the game gives you, to your advantage. So. I guess that kind of worked.
That was pretty bad from where I am. Hold your position and you'll win this.
Kind of worked to my advantage back there. I mean, that's always nice.
Look after your engine. It's damaged and not giving you full power.
I don't know, it seems pretty good to me. I'm not seeing any trouble with my engine right now. Could have ended terribly. Didn't end too bad though.
Read that lap. As a bonus, you cleared an objective. Smart racing out there, pal.
Did I?
Over the line with an objective under your belt. Keep going. Great win. If we can get New Union on board, we can count on other clubs taking interest too.
I don't really know what to think about, that New Union. I mean, sorry. I don't really know what to think about all the objectives. I don't really go for them. I just try and, win the race. Some people, if you're trying to go for 100%, I'd definitely suggest going for those objectives. They're not hard, which is a really nice thing. Now I'm on medium difficulty and I'm not getting stressed out. This game isn't making me rage quit or anything just yet, so see how it goes as I go along.
Okay, Tim. We've gathered a very strong fan base. Now is a great time to strike and make the WSR a reality. The new union and Pacers drivers have agreed to join us. So remember, once the league starts, none of the current invites will stand.
I'm going to skip a couple of races, you know, just cut it down a little bit. I'm just going to move straight onto the WSR.
Which car do you want to race in? Let me know. That's a smart choice. You have another sponsor wanting to advertise on your car. That's a testament to your skill.
Just going to randomize the sponsors.
Well, today is a day I've thought about for a long time. We're finally ready to host our first official World Series racing event. Let's make the live routes our dynamically changing circuits. You'll need to stay on your toes as new junctions can be opened at will. This is a real test of corner-to-corner racing.
Personally, this is one of my favorite race types, just because of the simple change. It always keeps you on your toes. I'm going to keep using this car for this one. I'll change it up a little bit as we go along.
You're going to need to have your wits about you in this race. This isn't a set route, so do not rely on track knowledge. It will not help you. You need to think ahead and plan for any route changes on the way.
This one,
Laps will be the same.
this race type, the WSR, is very about your skill, because you're racing against different races, different cars. Everyone races a little differently, which is always nice. Some are more brutal, some are more like, they'll bump into you and they'll try and overtake you whenever possible, and then some are very strategic about it. It very much depends on your skill as a racer to beat these races and to get through the WSR.
Second place.
That's terrible. I don't want to damage my car too much during this race, because you don't know how long you have to go until they tell you, so you don't want to damage your car too much. Because if you do, it will affect your racing, it will affect your engine, and it will affect if you can win the race or not. Harrison Card, clearly the dude to race against, to look out for during these races. Racing a little dirty, some people might not like that, but I try to avoid it as much as possible, but it doesn't always work out that way. Oh, jeez, man. Those little bumps worked well for my to my advantage. Not to my car's advantage. It looks a little dented up. Haven't heard anything about my engine yet, so hopefully it's not too damaged. And there we go. Wow. Sudden, I didn't really expect that at all.
Really strong performance out there. You're currently first in the event standings.
So WSR races are made up of several different races. You get points. You don't have to win them all to win the thing, which is always nice. if you're not the most talented racer, you know, you can still manage to win it. If you get first, second, third, you might win it. You know, it depends on what the other people place.
Alright, plenty of people here today. Let's see if we can get a good race and make some new fans.
So as you see, this one will be completely different to the last race we did. Even though it's in the same place, it'll have the same kind of roads, but they'll be set out differently. And I think that really shakes up the competition. As I said, it tests out your really tests out your ability, you know, if you're a good driver or not. Jeez, always. The late braking there really helped me out.
Seconds trailing you. Maintain your lead.
Can't tell if my dude swiftly closed the door just then or if it just closed itself. It was quite nice. So another thing with the map constantly changing is you can't see the radar, so you have no clue how close they are, which I guess, you know, good thing and a bad thing. Personally, sometimes seeing someone close behind me, you know, racks the nerves a little bit. Might race differently. Try and take a corner faster, muck it up, like I nearly did just then, because now I'm thinking about how close he is behind me.
That's your new personal best on this track. Oh yeah, first series win in the bag. He made that look easy.
Don't stop after a good result, especially if you have more WSR series lined up.
Got a few unlocked, it's always nice. Some have 2 rounds, some have 3 rounds. Got into this one. Can use a different car for this one. Show a bit of a different racing style. Use this new car I got. I haven't used this car before, so it'll probably handle very differently than what I'm used to. Going from a Japanese-made car to an American muscle car, big difference.
Racing too close could end in disaster. Okay, we are ready to go. It's one-on-one, so it's going to get tactical. Caution, no penalties for contact.
Yeah, so this car is a lot more grippy than this one that I'm used to driving, so taking the corners is a lot different. Like that, did not expect that. Oh. Still possible to burn some rubber though, do a little drift, not what this car was made for. Person's Austin Page sticking right behind me, driving a similar car. Yeah, driving this muscle car has made the competition between me and this dude easier. Like, not easier, sorry, fairer. Like, it's a bit more level playing field, I guess you can call it. I want to take this opportunity, like while racing on this track, to mention the graphics, because just looking at the scenery, it's quite nice around the place. Like, played my fair share of racing games, Need for Speed, Test Drive Unlimited 2, and this game is definitely up there with the surroundings, with the backgrounds. You know, graphics are definitely up there when it comes to racing games. And the cars themselves are amazingly written, amazing look. They look very realistic. They're amazingly designed. So, you know, all in all, this game is a great racing game. Not as high up there, probably because of its very linear, like, storyline that it has. And some people are probably more into like a Need for Speed type storyline, or even free roaming, customization. These things will come into play when playing a racing game. I'm a very big fan of the customization, so it kind of loses it, you know, a little bit coming into this game, whereas you can customize your liveries, yeah, paint to an extent, which is nice. But the racing and the graphics definitely make up for, you know, whatever losses that, you know, people think the game has. The actual racing the game's about makes up for it. It feels real. Yeah, it feels realistic. It feels like you're actually racing the car. You can make a little mistake and it'll cause you dearly, and that's what racing's about. I definitely don't condone racing. I recently got my P plates, and I don't race. Don't think I have a wheel. Probably because I don't want to damage my car. I don't have enough money to get a new one. But, you know, for sure, this game definitely shows the consequences of making a small mistake while driving. Track knowledge definitely helps out as well. If you've played a track before, you're racing it again, you start to learn the corners. Definitely makes it easier to race, easier to beat your opponent. Doesn't keep him that far behind though. As you can tell, this guy is sticking by me. Amazing racing. One mistake here will cost me the race. Getting really close. Lost him a little bit there because he went to brake around that corner. I mean, I brake as late and as little as possible, so. So if I'm not mistaken, there's one more round to this race in particular. And then we move on.
Ordinary requires focus. One bad decision and you'll be wrapped around a tree. And a good start. It's better to be leading than chasing with only the two of you out there.
It's definitely a bit of a change. I'm normally in the sports car and my opponent's in the muscle car, but you know, we'll see how I go flipping it around a little bit. If he's gonna get me anywhere, it's gonna be on the corners. High possibility that I'm gonna stuff up. The thing about that doesn't really make it any better. See, around these tight bends and stuff, he definitely catches up. On the straights is where I'm gonna have to get ahead. I use the big engine in this muscle car to get ahead of him and not stuff up on the corners. Would be really nice to do. Made a mistake there. Bit of trading paint, yeah. Got a little rough. Did expect him to back up, but yeah. Yeah, getting a little bit of access time on that last corner. Apparently the opponents don't really like to break up there. They really like to break up that zone. So, yeah. Face off one, bit of a switch around with the vehicles. Probably going to go back to my Nissan for this last couple. The next race is actually on a racetrack. And then we've got the final of round 1 of the WSR after that. That'll all be next week when I Let's Play Grid 2 again. I hope you enjoyed this episode. A bit more racing. Nothing too exciting, but, you know, same old, same old. I hope you enjoy. Please play some Grid 2 yourself if you get around to it.
Remember, there's a promo event
And I will see you next week. And that promo event as well.
See something incredible every time you race.